Stampers and crafters, it's Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Today I'm coming to you very early because I have my um, heater guy coming at 8 and my stamp room where I record and the heater are all in the same room, so I would be kicked out. So I'm here a little bit early for Throw the Dice Thursday. So I'm going to try to get through with this pretty quickly so we can be out of here before they show up. And then this afternoon I have something going on. So it's like first thing in the morning, let's get a recording in. Woohoo! So that's what I'm doing. So remember last time I threw Slimline, Brights, Layering, Ribbon or Twine, and Birthday. So these are the cards that I came up with for that throw. This one just ends up being a thank you card, and on the inside it just has birthday balloons. So again, this is a nice skinny Slimline card, and I don't know, I didn't do a very good job showing off the butterflies, but we also have butterflies on this. And then my next card is just randomly stamped flowers with a happy birthday that I just put right inside, and then or right on top. And then I just have a couple of leaves inside. These are all bright colors from Stampin' Up. So we're going to get ourselves started. First thing we are going to do is talk about this designer series paper. And this is the paper that I got it from. Front side, back side. And it is the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper. Masterfully Made. Boy, that is a hard word first thing in the morning. And it comes with all these beautiful bright colors. I really like this. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, and it's been something that's been on my shelf. A lot of great blues, different red tones. I really like what people have done with this when I look on the internet and I see. So everything that I have, the measurements and all this are posted below. Now I went with Melon Mambo and I was really excited the other day when I had cut everything up and I just started putting together the second card. So I needed to stop so you could see how I did it. So this is just part of the designer series paper and it's layered on the Melon Mambo. This card is Lemon Lime Twist. And on the inside, we have a second layer of Mambo. And then we have our basic white. The stamp sets that I used everything from, one was Hope You Know, and it has the thank you saying in it. And then the flower blooms from the textured florals, which I also just made this random cut. Let me bring that down. This random cut from the dies that also go with it. And I just wanted something just to kind of show off. So I just did I used this flower to kind of cut it off. And so it looks like there's a big old flower on the inside using the designer series paper. The bow is also tied from this wonderful sheer ribbon combo, and you can't really see it right now, but in here is the lemon lime twist. And then the front of the card is made from the designer tags, and it's this little tag right here. And it just fits perfectly. I love the way that all of these go together, that you can do some mixing and matching. Now, I thought about getting up this morning and I forgot to cut a couple of these because I thought they may show up better than the brushed brass butterflies would. All right, and that's what's going to finish everything off. So I'm going to just start to put together the, oh, I might as well continue on with the front. So we're going to just take the front. I layered the designer series paper on the Mambo, and then I just am going to layer this on top of the card base. And my lines lately, when I have been layering, have not been very straight, so please forgive me for not having straight lines. Okay, we're going to go to the inside now. And again, I'm always one that believes you do the smallest layer to the largest layer. And that is my basic white to my Mambo. And then again, my Mambo to the card base. And these cards went together very easily. I enjoyed these cards. Most of the time I really try to figure out, and I really struggle with, what am I going to do with Slimline cards? But these were very, very easy. So all I'm doing today is, this is my foam adhesive. So all I'm doing is I am going to add just a little bit of pop on the inside. I know that's not very normal, but I really like the way that it kind of elevates it. Gives it a nice little look, nice little pop. Okay, and then on the outside, we have our, I want to make sure I just crease it a little bit better. We have our saying, already have the dimensionals ready to rock and roll. So now just peeling them off. I decided I was just going to put this right in the middle of the card. It seemed like it fit a little bit easier there. All right, there we go. And then I like to tie my bows on the, while it's still on the roll. So all I'm doing is I do a nice little, kind of like a loop. Then I take that and go around my thumb, and then I push it through, and then I tighten it and fuss. And so all I'm trying to do is get my bows to be the same. I like on this one, I like them drooping just a little bit. And then bring in my scissors and give it a nice little cut. So that's how I do my ribbon. From here, bringing in my little glue dots. I'm just going to put it on the back. And then I'm going to stick it a little bit higher and just let it fold over. Love this. Such a great thing. Now, I am just going to bring in my take your pick tool, and I'm going to put a little butterfly here. And I'm going to use the big ones on the other because I just think you can't see them very well. And I have 3 on here. And I may go back and add those in the other butterfly. I'm going to cut them out of something, so they're really hard to see. But I do like it down in the bottom of the card. Excuse me. So that's one card that we have done and complete. Woohoo! Then we have card number 2. And our card number 2 is one that we will randomly stamp. Now, one thing that I want to talk about, I don't know if you guys can see this messy flower. It's supposed to be translucent, but boy, it looks awful. These were my first flowers that I did, and it was awful. So, you're wondering, I know you are, how did she do that? I decided that I really needed to smooth this flower out. So I took an old sanding block from Stampin' Up and I just rubbed over top of it. And it gave me that. So as we are looking for these, I want to just show you this. It took some of this off, and mind you, this was stamped off. It still has that little bit to it. So I want to give this one more little scratch, but first I have to grab my things to clean all my stamps up with. And you know, let me try this one more time. And I know that I have this somewhere. So all I'm going to do is give it another little scratching. Okay, how to deal with your stamps. That's one of the biggest things you learn here. So anyway, we're going to try that and see if it works. I'm still going to stamp off. Now, on this card, I am bringing out a lot of stamps, or a lot of ink pads. So you will get a chance just to see how I layer everything. So, on this, we are using the translucent florals, and we're also using the cheers to the season, and the little dots in the bottom. This has everything we need with our happy birthday in the corner. I'm using this leaf, these flowers, and this long leaf with the stem. Now I'm also using the double dual punch, where this is, I punched it out in poppy and then a piece of the basic white. I stamped first my saying, and then I punched it out. So we're going to get ourselves ready for that. One last thing, and I don't think I have it over here, which just amazes me, is that I use the Retired 3 Twine Combo Pack, and the pumpkin pie matched everything. So when I put my punches together, I also wanted something that represented the brights, and so I added just a piece of twine. Found this, added it. All right, so we are going to get ourselves started by taking just a piece of basic white. We're going to start off with our largest flower we have. We're going to stamp off, and then we're just going to stamp on. Stamp off, and let me bring in my, this is my Stampin' piercing pad, and it will help me with my flower. Let me try that. Yes, it will help me with my flower. Okay, so that's one down. I needed to stamp off just a little bit more with that. Then, close this up. We are done with this. And I am just looking on the inside of my card. Yes, I did that. This is done in Pool Party with this great big leaf. And then wishing you all the happiness in the world. Oh, I do have red all over. Is done again with this same set. So let me wipe off my fingers. And you know, for right now, we're just going to keep on going. All right. So our next flower is the medium flower, and it will be done with, oh, there it is, some Flirty Flamingo. And we are just randomly stamping anywhere we can. And so then we have our smaller, and it's going to be done in Mambo. And I did 3 of these, and now I'm going to do 5 of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got that. The Poppy Parade was stamped on the inside. And now we are bringing in, here's Coastal Cobana. I'm taking this out, and I am just bringing in the leaves and the stem. So adding the stem just throughout. So we have that done, and then we are adding the leaves. And all I'm doing is just kind of placing them wherever I feel I need them. And I love the way that this looks. Oh, man. Just has that beautiful kind of a feel to it that just is really nice. I love random stamping. It just gives you a designer series background and you create it yourself. And then the last is my blue, and this is from Azure Afternoon. And I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I'm just filling up holes and spots where I see. I just want to have a little, oh boy, I have to have an odd one over here, sorry. It's not flowing very well. There you go. So then you can see the full card. Love this. And then all I'm going to do is that I did my happy birthday, punched my Poppy Parade, put dimensionals on, tied my bow from the twine, and it is pumpkin pie, and glue dot it on the bottom of this. I like it right there. And then all I'm going to do is turn it over and put it together. It's just nice. This one's going to have some spots on it. And then you can find everything on at the bottom of this. It has all the dimensions. It has, I'm going to turn it this way. It has everything you need to create these cards. First thing in the morning, after I fed my kitties. So there we go. And then, wouldn't you know, I'm going to have to take my little eraser to this. Okay, so I guess I am putting it on the front where all the messy paint is, because I already have this done here. Alrighty. Every now and then, we just let you know we are human. Oh my God. Did you hear that? So I have to take that, or if you guys have the embossing buddy, and hold on just a minute. My embossing buddy is on the other side of the room. You can take your embossing buddy and just rub it up and down, and that will just leave some of the adhesive. You still have these lines here, which I would take my, you can see them, I don't know, it's not coming out as clear as I thought, but you can take this and just go through now and just get rid of some of the adhesive that you have on the back. I think you may be able to get these at Amazon. I wish Stampin' Up! Would start selling them again. I love them. All right. So that is the card today with the inside. I did not add any type of embellishments because I just thought, God, looking at this card, it looks like it's very busy. And I just wanted to give it that background, the designer series paper background. So here and here are my cards that I made today. Well, let's try the other one. There we go. So those are our cards today. And I'm just having my first cup of coffee, so I'll get back to that. Let me take a sip. And now we will throw the dice for next time. Thank you, you guys. Oh my God. First thing in the morning, I don't think I'm a very good morning person. All right, so here we go. I'm just putting these up against my body, and we got one over the top. We're using our brights again, so we're going over the top. We're coloring. We're doing another birthday, and we have brights. So that's what we have today, you guys. So again, thank you for joining me. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com. Love creating cards for you. This is something that I'm a firm believer in, that if you want to case my cards, case my cards. If you'd like to share your cards, put them down in the comments below on Facebook. I'd love you to subscribe to me at YouTube. But other than that, I'm just here for you. And I'm doing this because I love to stamp. I love to create. And I'm hoping I can inspire you. So take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks for being with me first thing this morning. Bye-bye.